And there we are!
Hello!
Hi, friends and loved ones. It's a Tuesday Cooldown with Surena and Morgan. Hi.
Hello, hi.
Hello,
And
hi.
and Maple, who
Oh, where is
is
she? Let me see
my
that
office
sweet
assistant.
girl.
Here she is.
Oh, she's like, Mom, hi, Mom.
Yeah,
That is
the love of
Maple,
my life.
The love of Serena's life, who is the sweetest girl, just the best. Yes, it's
Oh,
a
okay.
source of
Not
so
wrong.
much joy in all of our lives. Hey, everybody, we're having a cool down.
Hi.
I'm loving seeing who's in chat because I know this is cool down at 5 p.m. on a Tuesday. It's a different time
Yeah.
for us, but we wanted to make it happen before tomorrow's show because we got a lot to talk about. But also, I'm seeing some people in chat that haven't had the chance to join it a little bit, and we love that. Hey, Phil Waffle, what's up? Daria, not Daria. Never mind the joy. Hey, Shafrikas to a mask. Friends. It's so good to see you all. Yeah. We are so excited for tomorrow. We've had a couple weeks off. We were just saying, it's like we've been cursed a little bit.
Yeah. All of us just got hit with so many different things.
I was traveling, then got injured. Carrie
Oh,
is under the weather. Serena's still a little under the weather. We had some technical difficulties. It was literally like, things just did not want us to have a show last week, and so we apologize, friends. But we are chomping at the bit for tomorrow. But we got a lot to catch up on because it feels like a lot has happened. Feels like we got a lot of possible roads around us at the moment, and so we got to figure out what we're gonna do. That's why we're happy to be here with y'all tonight. Not a crit fail says miss TDR, but hopefully all of you are feeling better. We're getting there.
yeah, we thriving, surviving.
I got to see what an Italian hospital was like.
Was it beautiful Oasis where you were offered free medical care and everyone was really nice to you?
Here's the thing.
Tell me more.
The Italian,
Was it nice?
my Italian hospital story. I am okay, friends. I just slipped on a slippery marble bathroom floor in a hotel room and really cut the heck out of my foot. And I am okay. Didn't even really need stitches, but I had to go to a hospital last week in Italy. I had a fail waffle moment, says fail waffle. That's correct. The hospital was fine. The quality was fine. I had to wait a little while, but the doctors were nice. It was a whole lot cheaper. That was basically that's basically the thing, is like the quality of the care and everything, like the quality of the hospital were about what I would expect here in the US. Just what I had to pay was fractions. That's
Wow.
really the only
As
difference.
it should be,
Yes.
as it should be, because it shouldn't cost you
Correct.
debt for the rest of your life.
It really is such a mental screw job. Can I say that? On what we've done to ourselves in this country, and that's so true.
Yeah.
But I had an amazing
Um,
vacation.
Good. Good.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Fun fact, I'm just saying this because there could be times where I mute myself and yell to some unseen force off camera, and it is usually Maple.
Some adorable
So
unseen force.
So some like she's learning that she can bark now. That
Oh,
is a new
good
thing.
girl.
She's very tough. Very,
Yes.
very tough.
Yes, she is.
So
Not a crit fail says, as a Greek person, it continues to baffle me how expensive hospitals are over in the US. It really is true.
yeah.
I felt like I was getting away with a crime as I was leaving with how little I had paid. It was like, this
Wild.
can't be right? This can't, we're just leave, they're just letting us leave.
We're just
We're just
that's
gonna
it.
walk out, run for the car, like, is literally how it feels when you're in an Italian hospital or anything. She protect.
Gosh.
Yes, we
She does protect. She protect right now.
She does. How old is she? She's not a year yet, right?
No, she's I'm actually gonna grab her. This is strange. Sorry, this is what it's like straight from
Hey,
home.
hit
She's
it.
7 months. I'll be back.
Oh, the baby girl. All right, go ahead, talk to her. But yeah, what else is going on? So we had such an amazing episode. We all I said it after last episode. It was one of my favorites in a long time, just because of how silly it was, but how emotionally charged everything was. I feel like I need to apologize to Adam. We were just talking about this before we started the stream, because after the clip we posted yesterday, I did not realize how much I just didn't listen to Adam and didn't listen to Cristobal's plans to keep things on the DL while we were there. Now, here's to say, I'm just talking about how I completely, showed all my cards to my sister once we were there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
that,
when
you've been missing from your family for 4 years, you kind of want to go, please don't. I don't want. I just. I feel so bad, but you're obviously doing well, apparently. And it's like, but please know that I did not have a choice. You want your family to think well of you, I guess. I don't know.
And I also, it's bold of you to think that's your real family. That's the thing that I'll say. because I rock up as Otto,
Wait a minute. Okay, because you can mean a lot of things by that. Do you mean in terms of like simulation?
Yes.
Of course you do.
Of course. I'm sorry, that wasn't clear. I mean simulation.
Bold of you to think you haven't been red-pilled.
Yeah. But also, on a serious note, I think it is interesting and cool to me that, like, instead of, because you knew things were different.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you saw how different Lucky was.
Yeah.
And how different the house was.
Yeah.
And that you didn't jump to any self-preservation. You said, this is my sister. And she is, no matter what has changed, she is my sister. She is the same.
Yeah.
And this is important. I think that that's really beautiful. Whether or not we get murdered is different.
It's true.
But I think that that's really beautiful for Val to be like, you know what? Like, I can trust you, and I'm going to tell you how I feel. And even if Adam was
disappointed,
I was like, I'm giving big disappointment energy. But, regardless, I think that it was a perfectly in character decision, and one that kind of adds to the depth of Val, because Val, he's not exactly forthcoming normally.
Right. I mean, part of it is that shame that he has, but I think that, like, so with my session 0, I would have loved to have greeted my sister with a hug in that session 0, but she was not having it. She was, and she had felt probably rightfully abandoned by me. And so it really, that speaks to Val's just thorniness, just real kind of energy for the whole first part of the adventure, which is because, like, look, I had decided to, like, I'm gonna help, and then something told me, no, you don't get to. And that's a Morgan thing too, where it's like feeling like you can't help a situation is a major phobia. It's a major messing with you. It's really hard for me to accept. To just sit back and watch people you care about struggle, or know they're struggling, and you can't really do anything.
I think so it isn't like, it's cool to hear you say that, because, like, for those who maybe came in, like, later in, like, the episodes, we as our cast have not watched anyone's session 0 still to this date. Like, I don't know yours,
right?
You don't know mine,
right?
But the energy that you came in like the beginning half of the dungeon run was very like, I must protect you, and like you became kind of like the de facto big brother, which I think is interesting, considering. But yeah, you're definitely the big brother of the group.
It's that kind of thing where, like, Val had been just starting to accept, and I think he has, within the group of us, has started to go like, all right, this is where I fit, and I feel like I fit with these people, and I know I can help them, and it feels like we're mixed up in big things. Most of the time it just feels like we're barely surviving.
Because we kind of are.
We are.
I mean,
yeah,
we're doing a good job, but like I feel sometimes some fights I'm like, well, it's been real.
Well, we're alive.
Well, we're alive,
I
barely.
think yes. Yeah. Thank the Angel Devilson says Val's become the protector he was always meant to be. That's very
Yeah.
kind.
Yes.
And now being, you know, Val, every time he's starting to adjust and be like, okay, I can't help my family from afar, but what I can do is protect, you know, maybe help to stop this corruption, which should help everybody, I hope. Now, but now it's like just when you're starting to get re-regulated, we get thrown
Yeah.
back into, all right, now you're thrown back into your family, and now it's all here right in front of you again. Can you still keep your eye on the ball?
Okay, I have two questions for you.
Yeah.
It's a choose your own adventure
Love
question,
it.
okay?
My favorite.
Do you want me to go hard in a direction where I'm gonna maybe read you some like so therapize Val a little bit? Would you like me to therapize Val? Or would you want me to ask you a silly question?
Um, Knowing our audience, I think the community would want you to therapize me a little bit.
I'll therapize you a little bit. Um,
I
well,
think I know what our community is here for. Why not both? It's not a great fail. Yes, can we do both?
we can do it in a silly way.
Fail waffle, all caps. Morgan is right. I know. Tension says, "Read me to filth." Bring it on. I know what you sickos want.
I wanted to check in, make sure it was cool.
I appreciate you asking, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't be here if I wasn't slightly masochistic.
But like I think when okay, yeah, I'm gonna go hard. I'm gonna talk about trauma. So
Yes.
like just at my like content warning for the chat.
Thank you.
When people experience trauma or things in their life that are very hard and or related to shame
Mm-hmm.
specifically,
Mm-hmm.
and they are taken out of the situation where they're repeating those same cycles and experiencing the same like neural pathways in their brain that route back to the path of shame.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially that's what you've been doing, Val.
Mm-hmm.
You were in this like kind of shame-based cycle, what it seems like, and you got out, and then to to Angel Devilson's point, became the protector you were always meant to be. And now you're here with your family. Do you feel like this is a chance to reinvent your story with them?
Yeah, right. Of course it is.
And
I I don't. Yeah, I think that's, or at least, you know, show that what I was, that I have at least started to figure it out. You know, the story of Val before our story began was someone who was constantly seeking for acceptance, constantly seeking for, like, trying to find
Mhm.
where he fit, you know, even though, and it's that very real, I think very relatable thing where he had a very
Mhm.
charged relationship with his father, but also his acceptance meant the world to him when
Mhm.
very, very rarely he was able to get it. And maybe he never really was. And so you have that kind of, that like chasing for this thing that you also kind of know you hate.
Mm.
And that's very real to me too, where you have shame, but then also building up on the other side of it is resentment at the
Mhm.
circumstances that have made you feel shame. You're like, why do I feel this
Yeah.
way? This sucks.
Why? Because a lot of times, like, okay, because I'm reading chat. Yes, I go hard. This is what my brain does all the time.
This is why we love you. Well, one of the many reasons. This and the silly is why we love
Yes. I
you.
get you a girly who could do both,
That's
you
correct.
know? Put on a monocle, ask you about your trauma.
Wacky therapist Serena Marie has entered.
But no, I just think that it's like a really fascinating character exploration too, because I think a lot of us play our characters like we all of us are like we play them real,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
But I think that the lens in which you view Val through, like we're all actors.
Hmm.
And so like we approach things from an acting point of
Yeah.
view. And so it's fascinating hearing like that, but also like, I don't know, when people feel when bad stuff happens to people, it's not their responsibility. If trauma happens to you, it's not your fault.
Right.
This a lot of stuff that happened to Val is not his fault,
Yeah.
but your journey to your healing is your responsibility.
Yeah. No, that's very
So,
true, and I think, and we've talked about obviously a lot about Val in the past, where there it felt like there was,
mhm,
that's part of the point of him, is there was so many different ways he could have gone,
mhm.
and like he could have been very close to Civ, Jared's character in the first campaign, which is that if he just continued to keep things so close to the vest for a long time, Jared did,
Mhm.
um, but with Val, with this party, with Otto and Coco and Saint and Cristobal, who were just piling on acceptance, it quickened some things with Val that I did not
Yeah.
expect, and that's one of the reasons that I love this kind of storytelling, is the patience and the surprises, because the character you write before you sit down at the table is never the character that you play once you're all together. It,
Oh my God. No, it is
at least
not.
if you're really listening, it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
If it is, you're doing something wrong, because that's the joy of listening. That's the beauty of
Mhm.
improvisation, when you're all together and going like, oh wait, I thought I was an edgy one, I got nothing on you, whoa whoa whoa, calm down. Like something like that. I do find it's very interesting, though, some recurring themes and characters for campaigns with me, because I think there is some crossover, and I'm sure some of the community can talk about it too, with James from campaign 1 and Val from campaign 2, because there are some things that I tend to go towards and play with, but also it makes sense for a character in a D&D campaign for someone with something to prove. That's a kind of character in this world that speaks to me, where it's like, they say it's happy content people don't go on adventures to kill dragons. Or at least they can, but it's just tough. It's tougher to explain. Yeah. Gosh, yeah. We could go down this road for so long,
So,
but
a silly question then.
hit
I'm
me.
gonna ask you a little silly one.
Great.
Do you and your sister have like little sibling like games or like shorthand? Because usually siblings have like their little thing.
Yeah.
What's
I
your thing?
I think there's bits of it. And I also think it's more with my brother, who we haven't met in the story yet, with Bretonius.
Yes. Oh my God, the cat.
The cat. Yes. What, the cat, obviously
Oh, the
Cuddlesworth.
cat.
Uh the
Cuddles, Mr. Cuddlesworth,
the brilliant
the
cat.
brilliant painter and
That
art dealer.
that was a a weird kind of oddly heartwarming moment last episode, and I didn't quite even almost know what to do with it, where I was like, just realizing that no, my brother is here through the cat, at least. And that was another like level of this mystery of what all that we're dealing with, and we still don't really know what that means, but realizing it's like, oh no, Cuddlesworth isn't just his cat, he's his familiar. So it's
Yes.
like, what? Okay. We still haven't quite unpacked all of that.
And
But
I knew that cat was special. That cat wouldn't just be there rocking up
that's right.
with a name that has a Mister.
Mr. Cuddlesworth. That's
So
so true.
fancy.
That's so true. Yeah. Oh, but there was so much. Okay. So much that happened.
Yes.
I don't know. Cristobal called it out immediately, and he's not wrong, that for a family like ours to have such a turnaround, it maybe speaks that maybe Izzy, his sister, Val's sister, maybe made some not great deals, but she is now in such a position of strength that it's like, or at least seemingly a position of strength. It was like, all right, where's the catch? When's the other boot gonna
Mhm.
drop? Who's watching her? And how bad did I screw up by telling her everything? I don't know.
Yeah. So those are all good questions to ask. What great she owes someone money,
Probably.
right? There's
Probably.
there I feel it's giving mobster. It's giving you're in my pocket now, and now you're trapped,
Right.
right?
I mean,
Right?
we were deeply vulnerable when I in my session 0 when I got yanked out. So so to let you know, my only impression of I forget the name of the bank that basically we realized could be the people who were involved. There were just
Oh
two. There
yeah.
were two dudes who had just walked out of out of a meeting with Vizzy that just basically stormed right by me, and I caught a little bit of their conversation, which is like, they got nothing. Nope. All right, they're not going to be happy. But like, there was just a kind of a wheeler dealer, almost mob type of feel, that they are going to. Oh, Ron's in chat. That
Oh my God.
that they were
Just emojis.
that they were
Hey
going
Ron.
to just that they, you could tell, had an inkling to take advantage of this situation. So don't know where that's leading yet, but seeing where Vizzy is vulnerable is going to be, I think, a big part of the next this chapter. Like,
Well, we all know how Otto feels about unfair power dynamics
that's true.
and structures of like oppression.
It's
Like,
it's yet another one of those big themes. I love, we're far enough into this campaign and we've told so much of the story now that I'm loving finding the themes that keep popping up, and one of them is deals you didn't want to make.
yes. Yes.
And things, chickens coming home to roost, like, and because it's like, well, who's she tied to? And I swear to God, if she's made deals with Failshin, I'm gonna freak out.
I mean, I'm pretty sure this was said on camera.
Yeah,
If not, it was said in like the short rest.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, but Fjolshin is the god of deals.
Yes,
So
yes,
technically everyone who makes a deal through Fjolshin in his weird memory vault, or no contract, like I'm sure he has
right,
like a vault of contracts because there's like memory stuff,
right. He's got
or
those. He had those like chests on the side of Mammoot.
yeah,
And yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh boy,
yeah.
yeah.
Ron frequently tells me that I'm too smart and that I need to calm down. And not to calm down, but he's just
You
like,
have I've said it before. You have occasionally caught things
yeah.
that I wasn't even thinking about, and I was like,
Uh-huh.
"What?" And some I think are not. I give you all the credit in the world. Some I think were happy accidents, and then some are like,
Mm-hmm,
"What?"
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like the gauntlet, I
Yeah.
think, was the idea that we just sort of came up with. All right, well, what was Otto doing while he was in this totem or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, and the fact
Yes.
that it ended up, but you took that amazing inspiration as a Otto's not sure what's real now, which was a
Well,
beautiful choice.
it's somebody in chat said the ADHD pattern record. Yes.
Yeah.
Like because I wouldn't think that if it wasn't for Ron saying the dirt wasn't real
Yeah,
or the
no.
dirt was not dirt. As soon as he said that, I was like, okay, what else isn't real? Three things are not real? Nope.
Right.
Nope. Everything's fake. Everything's a
That
lie.
moment, that moment of you digging in the dirt in the city of glass, it was perfect for Otto, because it's like, you're digging in the dirt, but it's not real dirt. There's no worms, there's nothing, and it's like, what?
Yeah. I was like, oh, so somebody decided they needed dirt because okay, this is what happened in my brain. Are you ready? It's like kind of weird. The dirt wasn't real, which means someone intentionally thought, hey, we should have dirt here.
Mm-hmm.
We should have dirt here
Yeah.
because that is what a place has.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a place that was different than our very pristine place that had dirt that was different. And I was like, we're in a snow globe.
Yeah, we were in a weird snow globe.
Mm-hmm.
And you called that. But then there was that, and there was the moment of with Gonzalo or whatever, and I forget exactly what the moment was, but where you called out a moment of Gonzalo about faith and you know, faith and being a wizard as well, and you just you just put your finger on it immediately, and I remember it blew Ron's mind.
I don't remember.
I don't even remember exactly what it was, but it literally, like, you pulled half of a sentence out of like a long speech and went, whoa, what was that? And yeah, and it was so astute. All right, well, I've got questions for you, Surena.
No! Just kidding.
Well, Chad
Okay.
has questions for you that are some good
What?
ones, and I think we're all wondering about, so I'm happy I get to ask them of you. Do we want to start? Let's start with Jeb. Speaking of backstories and pasts and everything like that, Otto's had some doubt or some questions put in their head about Uncle Jeb. What are we thinking about that?
So, you know what's interesting?
Do you have an inkling of what that was in reference to at all?
Yeah. Oh no, I know what they're asking.
Right. No. Yeah.
Or...
No. I know what that, because the specific thing was Uncle Jeb is not who they seem, was the quote or something like that. Yes.
Yes.
Do you have any idea what that could mean?
Yeah. I think that, okay, this is fully me putting red strings on the wall.
We're here for the red strings always.
Okay.
No preface needed.
But I think that there's a lot of like Owlin literature and lore and all of these things. And in it, I always imagine that there's like the heroes of old, right? The people who like go to the surface. Because like going to the surface is something that is so important, because in like on my Owlin society, like and what I've talked to with Ron, like the people who are vanguards, they go to the surface to bring information back, right?
Okay.
And so I believe that Uncle Jeb was an Owlin who had his own adventures on the surface, which would make sense because you don't become a professor general for nothing. You have to have a big experience. And so I think that he lived a big life on the surface, and I don't know what that life is, but I, as both Otto and Surena, are just inclined to believe that he was like a force of good up there.
Yeah.
Like a force of protection to his people. It could be that he made some bad deals too. It could be that, because like people are people, right? They have many layers.
Yeah.
And I hope I didn't give Ron ideas either. But I just think that like, yeah, I wonder who he was on the surface, because I know he's been there.
I have a big swing in not knowing nearly as much, obviously, as you. Again, I have not seen your session 0. I only know what of Uncle Jeb that Otto has told me. The Owlin protect the obsidian on the Isle of Toss, correct?
Yeah.
They are sort of the guards of the obsidian. The gods know how valuable the obsidian is. I mean, this is so much of what's being revealed to us now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because the gods, they make what is it called? Owl stones?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the owl stones. Yes, correct. Yes.
That's wild. Side note, Ronald.
Ron had some fun with the acronyms, for sure. But so Jeb is everything to Otto and to the other Owlins, right? He's, as you said, the uncle, professor, general Jeb.
Yeah.
What if Jeb's a god? What if Jeb is Bahamut? Or Bahatha? I mean, not Bahamut. Not Bahamut. Not Bahamut. Bahatha. or
with the devil.
an avatar of Bahatha.
Oh my god. That like I have to go. Oh, that messed me right up because
or if not directly, certainly
yeah.
certainly a chosen of, you know, Ron, don't you say anything.
Don't you say anything.
Because I'm literally, again, there's so much I don't know, so I'm pulling this out of nowhere. But if the Owlins are so important, and the leaders and the leader and trainer of all the Owlins, just don't say if we're anywhere warm at all. If the Owlins are it's so important to the Obsidian, and the training of all these Owlins is important, and Otto was a chosen, either purposefully or accidentally. What if Jeb is an avatar of some point? I think we know that Bahatha. We've met the voice of Bahatha, and oh gosh, I'm gonna forget the name of the giant owl wolf thing that fought with us. Wow.
Because I got his window. It was the will of Bahatha. It was the will.
The will of Bahatha. That's right. But it had another name, and I'm blanking. Didn't it have another name?
I don't remember.
That big beautiful thing.
That big beautiful beast.
That was like 25 episodes ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
Another lifetime.
Another lifetime. 2 islands ago. Now, an island and a city of glass ago. But I mean, what if Jeb is Bahatha in disguise, or another god in disguise?
That makes me emotional, and here's why. The idea that Otto, who has felt like, who's pushing down their homesickness, of course they miss their home. They've been asking and thinking about Uncle Jub, but the idea that Uncle Jub has been training them, like that, that's a lot.
I mean, that's kind of, well, at least from what what you've told us, the parents are like, it's all one big family.
The people that lay you. just,
as we know. Phrasing.
Yeah.
As we know.
Correct phrasing.
That's correct. Yeah, parents are just people who lay you, and Jeb is kind of the be all end all of the society. Yep. I don't know, man. I might be onto something. It's the Owlin are important. They're very important. So would the gods leave the training of this very important little group protecting an extremely valuable resource to Uncle Professor General Jeb? I don't know.
Who's to say?
Some dude, some
owl
dude.
Who's to say? Well, you know what's interesting? A couple episodes ago, before last episode, right, where they were like, Obsidian was being used for weapons, and it was being used for like magic stuff, and like, I was struggling a little bit with Otto, or Otto was struggling with the idea that Obsidian is not what he was taught it was. Because it's very important. It's like the ley lines of magic. It is you know, very pure, but like, it's because the Owlin have so much like reverence for it, is not to used to do harm, which it means it's not used to do weapons,
right?
And then seeing all the harm that it's done, and I think it was very much like, well, what do I know about this, and what's actually real?
Yeah, like,
you know, and I just thought that was interesting. And then going into this next episode and knowing about like the owl stones and like and then I was like, oh, this is closer to what Otto,
that's nice,
has assumed it was.
Yeah,
it's nice, but I don't know what either is interesting. It's just it's interesting and complicated.
It's again that theme of corruption, right? Where you know, the Obsidian is just a resource at the end of the day, and it can be used for
Exactly.
you know, for good and used to bring about like magnification of good magic and all this stuff, or it can be turned into a vile weapon.
Yeah.
And yeah, that is so, but Otto sees it for its purest form, and as a thing that's very valuable and sacred. And so these folks who have just turned it into, you know, something to do harm.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
something that's like crude, like a knife,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, like,
Right.
and yeah, it saps souls.
That's
That's,
right. Yeah.
but like stuff like that, I was just like, oh,
That first battle with the knoll,
uh-oh.
that first battle with the gnolls
Yes.
on the river when they had obsidian spears. I
hmm
remember you went crazy in that fight. I remember that. That was a while ago.
Yeah,
You
I was
did
a little
some.
murder
You
machine.
were a little murder machine. You did hardcore damage that fight. I remember now. Amazing. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, I'm not saying I'm right about Jeb Jeb. It was just an idea, just a thought, just
Just a
something,
thought,
just
like super
something.
casual, super. I think we both kind of did a little emotional damage to each other
Yep,
today. And,
yep, yep. That's
you
right.
know, I think, whoa,
This
whoa,
is what
calm down,
friends. This
Morgan.
is what friends
This is,
do.
that's right.
That's right. You,
That's right.
yeah. No.
That's not our energy at all.
No, not even the slightest. I welcome your emotional damage.
Same, same.
Yes, yes. All right. The other question from Emerson or the tension, depending on where you find them, and I gotta ask this one. So, Yuri, Rillian, Rhea,
Oh,
Narelle.
oh. You were going to talk about Yuri?
Yeah, yeah,
Yuri?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. We're
yeah.
gonna do it.
It's
Yeah,
great.
yeah. We're
Well,
here.
everything's
We
so,
need
so
we
fine.
need the tea.
So fine.
Yuri's got a lot going on. Rillian's got a lot going on. The question is worded: how are
Okay.
you feeling, you Surena, about Mara
Oh,
possibly coming back very soon with regards to Otto and Yuri's budding possible relationship and all that entails? Now, to be clear, the audience knows more about Mara than Surena and Otto do.
yes. I don't know very much.
I mean, we
I know.
yeah, we don't
So
know that much, right? But
we
yeah.
don't know that much, but I did grab Josephine by their arms, look them in the face, and went, "This is who I think Mara is. Am I right?" And then they got weird. So I think I was right.
Uh-huh.
But
Josephine keeps secrets. She likes her
yes.
secrets. Yes.
I think as a player,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's interesting.
Fascinating.
Like let's get messy.
Super
Like
messy.
let's figure out Otto's viewpoint on this very new situation for him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and through that lens of Otto, like um Otto, like I don't know how so I keep going back and forth on how I want to approach Otto a little bit, like with romance,
Sure.
because as a player too, and I don't know if this is too like peeking behind the curtain to say, but like I know like as a player, I don't think that Otto and Rhea are gonna be a star-crossed lover match, and it's gonna be a thing that because I don't know, but
I don't know.
I also
Yeah.
but I'm willing to bet that we get to a point where Rhea or whomever they are at the time decides to break Otto's heart in some way. Like, so I'm playing with that idea
Mm-hmm.
that I'm going to be as like naive and innocent with love
Yeah.
because this is new, but knowing as like my player, knowing that I don't know if this is a good idea.
For
Otto
Otto
needs to be
specifically.
careful.
Yeah.
Like I'm more pragmatic. Surena is. So I'm like, Otto, babe,
It
what are you
really.
doing?
I know where you're watching your character from outside going,
Yeah.
honey, calm down.
Honey, you need to relax. And he won't.
Whoa. This one? Okay.
Yeah, ooh, red flag. Red flag on the plane.
I mean, we all.
But Otto doesn't care.
I was say, I mean, Yuri is so fascinating in all their ways, but the fact that I think we were all so taken aback by what an odd combination the two of you made, and
Yeah.
I don't disagree, but also
Uh-huh.
you're right. It is. How we know how old Yuri is at this point, right? No, so Zezora said it. Hundreds of years old, I believe.
Yeah.
But not even just, you know, not even
Well, not like age wise,
right.
like maturity. They're leagues beyond, like they're more mature than Otto is,
Right.
but Otto is not a child.
No,
Like, and
Otto's not
that's
a child.
yes. And what's interesting, and I'm saying this on the record, um, recorded live, from my
Clip it.
house.
Clip it.
Clip it. I mean, don't like you don't have to. But when I first started playing Auto, I was playing like a scrappy youth.
Yep.
Like they weren't a child, but they were
Yep.
like a little older than like a teenager. They were just a youth.
Yes.
And then as themes of our game became more serious
Yeah.
and stakes began to change, I used the gauntlet as
Yep.
a moment to age Auto up.
Yep. I
To
think we've talked
say,
about that a
yeah,
little bit, but
yeah.
I loved that choice, and I thought it
Mhm.
was I thought it I thought it was smart by you. Not saying Otto as their younger version couldn't have continued, but
Yeah.
there's darkness that probably would have happened that would have been, you know, not necessarily your idea of what you wanted to play with the character originally.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
so
But I like this version of Auto a lot
yes.
because now, because I am aware of like things that are like socially uncomfortable, like
Right,
for
right.
everyone to witness.
Of course.
I am now, because Otto is like
Yeah.
an adult bird, I can explore romance in a way
Yeah.
that feels everyone doesn't feel weirded out.
Right.
And so I try to make my little awkwardness purely just freaking weird. It's not
Inexperience, you know,
it's
rather
not even
than yeah.
it's both an experience, but it's also just Otto.
It's also just Otto.
Like it's not just like I don't know things. It's like, hey, I found this rock. It had your face on it. Do you want it? Like, it's like a different type of
Right. But
thing.
even just in a, let's say, conventional romantic
Yes.
relationship, Otto would have a lot of awkwardness. But then
Yes.
but you dove right into the deepest of the deep ends with a changeling who
Yeah.
who seems to have, I don't know. You know, we don't know exactly what Mara is. The Mara vibe has felt romantic though. Uh
Oh, I mean,
yeah.
if I may, it's absolutely romantic. I could tell. Like
Okay.
it just that's the vibe, right?
Chafrika says romantic adult birds is my new indie rock
I'm
band
just a
name.
romantic adult bird now.
RABs all day.
So many RABs.
So
Um,
we're the so far what's happening on the island, on this new island that we
yeah.
barely just arrived, is everybody's messy ingredients are all getting thrown together and we're trying to figure it
Yes.
out.
We're just like a weird soup.
And we love it.
We love
I
it.
mean, it's I have no
I
idea what's going to
mean,
happen. And there's some even messier stuff. Josephine was playing it too, and I caught it as well. But I loved that she called it out, which is like, I think Val and Rillian have some leftover stuff from when they were embodying
yeah.
husband and wife.
Well, that's one of the many beautiful and wonderful things about Josephine. Like they're one of my best friends.
Yes.
They love a romance. They eat it
They
up.
yes,
Like
all day.
and yes, and so the minute Josephine, my like best one of my besties is like, "Hi, my character's gonna flirt with you." I'm like, "Game on, let's make it weird." And so
And here we go.
and here we are. And so the fact that Josephine is like, well, really, and feels this, I'm like, game on, let's make it weird. because and then you have Coco. If we're gonna talk about like little romance things,
What is happening? Oh my gosh, have we not talked about this yet? Keep
we
going.
haven't talked about this in group chat or anything.
No, none of us have mentioned it. What Coco is noticing Cristobal.
Just noticing,
But
also does not want Otto to tell.
Right?
Because Otto obviously thinks that.
I mean, I'm glad somebody said it, that Cristobal, for as foppish and silly as he began the adventure, Cristobal's hot.
Cristobal's hot.
Cristobal's
hot.
hot.
Absolutely. And like me being all of my characters, owl, human, otherwise, they're queer. I'm just gonna say that.
Sure.
Because they are. Have I played a straight person in my life? Can't tell you I have.
Can't do it. No, it's fine.
But like, so when Coco was like, Cristobal's hot, I'm like, yeah, he is. He's super hot. Like, I mean,
sure.
Wait
a minute, you think he's hot?
Because I have eyes,
right?
I can tell he's hot.
And Cristobal's grown so much, and then also, I mean, for as much as we joked about how hot Baron Medulon is, Angel Devison says everyone's hot. That's right. That's the rule.
Everyone's hot.
But as we joke about Baron Medulon's hotness, seeing Baron Medulon, of course, it makes you see Cristobal in a slightly different way, and Cristobal's a lot less. Adam. Doesn't play him as silly, but it was you could almost write Cristobal off as silly for a little while, and then there was so much with Lumbra where we were like, what's going on? I mean, there were straight up times Val was suspicious of Cristobal because I did not know what Lumbra was having him do. I was like,
but to be fair, Cristobal was hella shady though, right?
Oh my god, yes.
That's not in your head. That was
creepy.
That was for real. Like, he wanted me to give him that spine.
the metal. Oh, the spine. Forgot about the spine. The metal spiders crawling out of everything like that.
Forgotten the spine, but Surena has not. I'm like, bro, there's something about you.
You still have a massively powerful weapon at your disposal at all times right now.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so okay, so Coco seems to at least be noticing Cristobal in an interesting way. We had at least in a way, a return of Drek. Yeah, Drek.
Oh yeah.
Well, but because you look like, I think. Wait, at the end of the episode, didn't you still look like Drek?
No, I changed that.
You changed Drek. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, good. I was like, oh god, do you still look like Drek?
But also, okay, like full inner world.
Yes.
Like, I don't know. I think that Otto would be awkward and probably flirt with anyone that flirted with him back except Cristobal. That's why he got weird. He's like, because Cristobal is his mentor.
You have a strong mentor boundary there.
Yeah.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah. But if Coco flirted with Otto, I think Otto would be like, I don't know what to do. Oh god.
Right, because you have such an established friend relationship. Oh no, that was fantastic. Oh god. No, where it was like you watched Otto and Coco's relationship shifting for a moment because Coco really needed comfort, and you're like, oh, I want to help my friend, but I don't know if I want to.
I don't know.
This.
I'm not sure. But maybe I do want to be this, but I don't think I do. I don't know. I'm not sure what's happening.
Oh god.
but yeah. So
when she just leaned in, I missed you so much.
I know.
Oh god. I'm uncomfortable.
I don't know about this.
Oh man,
so funny.
I do think I've also surprised myself how well Val is going along with Yuri's changes. I think he likes Rillian. There's a bit of younger Val in Rillian. Yeah.
Do you like Rillian or do you like Rillian?
I don't know. I don't think Val has ever if that were to happen, I think that would be a surprise to Val, but I'm not saying that means it
Cool.
wouldn't.
You're welcome, chat. I'm asking the questions.
We're getting there. It's not even a love we don't even know what a love shape is anymore. It is just a love blob over here. Wow. This is what happens when you introduce a changeling to the table. Oh God, Shafrikas, asking the questions I don't want to answer. What? That's not. Oh, Fail Waffle says Morgan won't go the romance route. That's not true. That's not true. I wouldn't give Nance a hug because I was a literal demon and I did not want her to get hurt.
Oh, that's different. That sounds different.
That was one of the most heartbreaking scenes
Okay.
from Heroes of Bengal.
There you go. There you
Was
go.
me having to tell Nance, hey, I'm probably not coming back. You shouldn't wait for me. And I had to do it
Oh my
as a
God.
demon. Yeah. It's no, Val is Strix as lobster. Okay. Maybe Nance was into demons, man. But it's that kind of, you have to accept yourself before you can kind of see yourself with other people, and James was not thinking highly of himself at that point. Anyway, so much going on. It's so emotional. I'm not saying, and I'm happy to go the romance route if it's there, but I also
You don't want to force it either.
I hate forced moments. It's one of my biggest no-nos, especially when we have the time and are able to have the patience and the time with these stories. I will not force something. However, I'm happy to pursue something if it's there, for sure. Otto is coaching Val through his queer awakening.
Yes.
I don't even know what's happening there. I love it.
Well, it's just so funny because it's I don't know, getting back to like, this is really mushy. We're just gonna explore all of our feelings.
All of it.
All of them.
Wait, and so
but
go ahead. No.
keep no, I was just gonna say I think our table has a lot of safety baked in.
We really do.
Like we hang out outside of the show.
Yeah.
We like each other. We support each other. We're friends. We have a group chat that is 85% popping off on non-show related things where I look at it and I'm like, 65 unread mess. Okay.
Happens some days for
All right.
sure. We are that group chat sometimes. This is that we try to let you guys know this sometimes, but this table, the love at this table is very real and very palpable.
Yeah.
We are having the best time. And you can see it in how we watch each other and how we listen to each other. I get so much joy just watching everybody else at the table.
Same.
And I know that's shared and reciprocated. Yay, love you guys. Thank you. But
what were you gonna say? You were gonna ask a question and I was like, hi, here are my feelings about it.
Please never apologize for that. I wanted to make sure. Okay, so okay, you sort of answered that as Surena though, about Otto and Yuri.
You caught that.
Yeah, I did.
You did.
I did.
Great. Interesting. Okay. Cool.
So Otto is Otto just kind of playing it by ear in terms of like, look, you obviously care about Yuri, really, and Rhea, and so it feels like you're just not trying to make many assumptions.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
We've come a long way from, do you want to stay in my nest, Rhea?
I can't believe I said that.
It wasn't exactly. It was something like that. And we've come a long way from there, and you realizing what a shell you cracked, so to speak. What a shell you cracked, and this is not saying that it's just like what a complicated situation Yuri is. And what Otto can handle.
Yes, as far as Changeling goes, I'm trying to answer it from Otto's perspective and not me thinking through on my next, like, how my approach.
Right.
But I think Otto, he likes Rhea. Rhea is his favorite.
Yeah.
of all the, but then he saw Yuri
Hmm.
and he was like, this is who you are inside. So in Otto's mind, Rhea is the mask that they present to others, but Yuri is them, the
Hmm.
essence of them. And I thought, like, in the moment, I wasn't sure how I was going to feel until that moment happened.
Hmm.
And I think Otto said, you're beautiful. Like, you're beautiful. And so I think that Otto is kind of conceptualizing, like, these are the masks that you need to feel protected.
Hmm.
So today, it's kind of like honestly like, oh boy, I didn't know that I linked this together, but like it's a little bit about gender expression to me.
Sure.
Because for me, my pronouns are she, they. Professionally I do a lot of she, her because it's just easier.
Sure.
But oh,
Protect.
um for tech house. But that idea of like you wear different masks depending on your environments, and none of them are not you.
Hmm.
They're all you, but they're different ways in which you need to exist and cope with the world. And so like Rillian isn't really different than Yuri, isn't different than Rhea, isn't like they're all the same, they're all Yuri.
Hmm. Hmm.
um but
Yeah.
I don't know if like but Otto doesn't know if at a changeling situation, if that's even true. I don't know. But I think that that is kind of what Otto is starting to think about. But if that's true, if Rillian is Yuri, that means that Yuri might have been flirting with Val. You see how it gets messy?
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. No, and I think, by the way, I just had a similar thought too, where Otto's experience with the gauntlet and discerning what is real and what is authentic makes them either perfect or the most imperfect match for a changeling,
Yeah.
right?
Interesting.
Where you're kind of like you can just see right through, you're a bit more attuned to seeing right through something to what's really going on underneath. And
Mm-hmm.
Val has a little bit of that too, because I think whether it's from noble life or this life of business and deal making and all these things
Mm-hmm.
that Val very much played in earlier on in his life, Val was accepting of Rhea pretty early on because he could see a
Mm-hmm.
person who was just making the deals they needed to survive. And Val can very much relate to that, where it's like,
Mm-hmm.
all right, we're on the same side right now, and that may not always be the same way. I hope it stays this way. I like
Mm-hmm.
you.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna stab me in the back, please tell me before you do so. Like
The
kind of one of
most
those.
common decent courtesy. Just let me know if we're enemies.
And so it makes all of the sense that think it still says we're live. I think we're still live. Okay, no, I think
Oh,
it's
hi. I just texted you chat. Hey.
there we go. There we are. We're back. Sorry, friends. All right. Yes, it is. It is getting a little wonky here at the end. Um, we love you. Um, if you can hear us now, I think you can. It looks like we're good.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, I see back.
yes, looks like we're good. Fantastic.
Cool.
All right. But we have a show tomorrow night, and we will see you then. It's gonna be a good one. We don't know. It's as we were saying at the back at the beginning. I don't. I feel like we have a lot of different options in front of us right now. I'm not sure what we're gonna do. Maybe go
Yeah.
shopping, but
I
also
want everyone in this chat to know all, how many of you? All, oh God, 33 of you. I want you all to know I have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow. My head is completely empty.
head empty.
Whatever happens is just going to be the result of what happens.
What happens? Whatever happens, happens, baby. Thanks all for being here. Serena, I love you. You know I love you.
I love you so much, Morgan.
Yay.
Yeah.
And we will I could have these deep thoughts all the time. All right. And we will see you tomorrow though, friends. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Take care of yourselves. Get well. And hope everyone's having a lovely holiday season. But we'll see you tomorrow night live. And yeah, can't wait.
We'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Bye, friends. Love you. Humankind.
Bye. Be both.
Bye.
It's hard to do this on Zoom. Bye.